corner. Oh Lord, in our trouble so hard. Oh Lord, in our trouble so hard. Don't nobody know my troubles but God. Don't nobody know my troubles but God. Yes, I went down there the other day. My soul was happy because she don't me. I went down there the other day. My soul was happy because she don't me. Oh Lord, in our trouble so hard. Oh Lord, in our trouble so hard. Don't nobody know my troubles but God. Don't nobody know my troubles but God. And I went up that hill again today. My soul was happy, couldn't stay all day. But I went to my room and did stay long. Looked at the bed and my brother was there. Oh Lord, in our trouble so hard. Oh Lord, in our trouble so hard. Don't nobody know my troubles but God. Don't nobody know my troubles but God.
We copy you down, Eagle. Houston, tranquility base here. The Eagle has landed. Roger, tranquility. We copy you on the ground. You got a bunch of guys about to turn blue. We're breathing again. Thanks a lot.
Oh Lord, in our trouble so hard. Don't nobody know my troubles but God. Don't nobody know my troubles but God.
Well, well, well. We are indeed back again. And do you know this amount of breath, actually? Yeah, unfit, right? I had to run. Ah, man. Ill prepared, right? But there you go. I guess that's life, but not as we know it. Anyway, good evening, good afternoon, good morning, good night, wherever you are in this absolutely insane world that we live in. Yikes. Where do you even begin? Anybody? Anyone want to take a crack at it? Hmm? No, probably not. I mean, there's so much going on at the moment. I mean, honest to God. Tonight we're going to be clearly getting into, once again, weather modification, weather manipulation, weather warfare. I think we'll probably call it that. And what I kind of want to point out in particular is who I feel we need to look out for in terms of who the enemy is, who the entities are that are behind what they call geoengineering, but in my view also behind the current spraying program that is above our heads, day in, day out, week in, week out. You get the point. Because, and most people, most people here will already know this, in my own personal view, when it comes to stratospheric aerosol injection, it's already happening. But in a short time to come, if they get their way, it will indeed be all out in the open, supported by the sheep like. It is the best thing since take your pick. Right? Because when it comes to the work of the hidden hand, they make the sheeple dig their own grave. That is going by history, at least, going by how they've operated in the past. It's pretty clear, let's face it. The world that we're in today, it's in quite a bad way. And I don't think we've ever danced around that. Well, it's a fact in my view. I don't think I've ever avoided it or pretended that we're not in a bad situation, because in my own view, we are in a critical situation. And it's all kind of boiling away. The geoengineering on one hand, the war, the world war, the super war, the space war, the cyber war, just complete all-out war has always kind of been there, but now ramping it all up, while at the same time you've got while at the same time you've got NASA coming out only a few days ago calling a public meeting on what they call UFOs. And of course, when people think UFOs, ET, right? It's the aliens. And I mean, it's pretty much fallen into lockstep. A bit like the rollout of the pandemic, right? Incoming strike. We might not. I don't think we'll get a strike tonight, but I don't know. I mean, YouTube do talk about, in their guidelines, they say pretty much that you can't go against what the official bodies say about climate change. You've got to abide by you've got to toe the line, right? And I don't think I've done that at all since I started. Since I started YouTube about maybe 4 years ago now. I've never toed the line, to be honest, on anything. But I've always been right, even when they claimed I was wrong. I wasn't. Which is why we got reinstated after being terminated not once, but twice. And who knows, maybe for a third time, we might get it again. But we're still here, we're still going, we do what we do. I cover whatever I feel I need to cover, whatever I feel I need to get into. There's no script, there's no narrative. Wherever we go, we're gonna go. And God only knows where that is, right? If you let me know, then yeah, give me a shout. So what we'll do is, I'm hoping to go about 2 hours, but potentially it could be longer. There's so much to get into, and I'm not great at narrating when it comes to words, basically. I was going to say documents, but yeah, words would be a better way of putting it. And I mean, people know I've done this for quite a while now. I'm not an expert at it. I don't claim to be an expert at anything whatsoever. An expert at not being an expert. And that would be me, right? So yeah, words basically. As I see Scotty's in the hood. We'll jump in the chat, right, while we're here. And then what we'll do is I'll look at a few different articles, and then we've got 3 different documents to have a look at. And to be honest, there's a lot. So I don't know. I don't know how long it'll take, but we'll see, right? You know what the script is. It's going to be laid back. No pressure. A lot of this could be new to people. There's some things, well, there's certainly documents that I hadn't seen before. So that could be interesting, right? When I do cover the documents, what I'm going to do is I'll link in any document in the chat and you can download it. And after it, I'll put them in, if I remember, into the description. But failing that, you should be able to, through the name of the document, do a quick search, find it, download it. If you want to read it more. So what we'll do is we'll say hello. Where did I see Scotty? Scotty might be producer tonight. Scotty was the producer last time, right? I think I was live before on the original channel, by the way, which I should have linked in. I should have linked it in if I had a bit of brains about me. Because on Thursday, I'm going to be speaking to Bart Sibrel, the guy who is pretty much famous for being punched by Buzz Aldrin. Because he wouldn't swear on the Bible, right, that he went to the moon. Swear on the Bible that you went to the fucking moon. Come here, you. To be honest, if I might have throttled him as well. I don't know if I'll say that to Bart, but if he was all in my face, yeah, I might have done the same as Buzz Aldrin. But when you look back on that clip as well, you can kind of see the anger and sort of frustration in Buzz Aldrin. Like there's a wee bit more to it than just being annoyed by some guy in the street. You could see, in my own view, you could see that what Bart had done there was clearly hit a nerve on Buzz Aldrin. And he did not like it. And he reacted. There's questions surrounding, well, how did he get Buzz and how did he speak to all these astronauts? And yeah, I can totally understand that. So we might cover some of that. I don't want to be getting anyone on to grill them or anything like that. So I'll stick to sort of questioning, speaking to Bart about the moon landing stuff that he has done, his book, future films. I think he's making a film at the moment. So we might get into that. But there's so much to cover when it comes to the moon, well, the hoax moon landing. So much. I reckon we're going to go maybe an hour and a half when we talk to Bart. Now, it will be live on Thursday, but it won't be in the evening. It'll be at around 3 p.m. So that's the best time we can get because Bart's, I can't remember where he is, in Thailand or the Philippines. I can't remember exactly. Sense I might have seen him in Thailand, but I'm unsure. So we've arranged for a time that's suited. So if you're about on Thursday at 3 p.m. UK time, then you will catch us live on the original channel. And what I will be doing, I reckon, is any time that I've got a guest on, it'll be on the original channel. Then when it's me doing what I'm doing right now, you're likely going to find it here at That's Life, but not as we know it live, right? Thanks for confusing it, right? So I don't know. I tried to create a bit of structure, but the word structure is pretty much non-existent in my life, to be honest. So typical, right? So we'll say hello if I can get round to it, and then we'll get into it. Double whiskey tonight on the rocks, right? Quadruple vodka Of course, yeah, if only. Not one for alcohol these days, to be honest. Um, yeah, it's not a good idea. Not good for your body. That is for sure. So these days, it's a no for me. Yeah, I guess I'm getting old. I know my late father. He became teetotal, sober, didn't touch a drop, just nothing. For since he was about 40, maybe younger, up until he passed away about 70. And to be honest, I'll probably be the same. I reckon I'm pretty much done with it already. The only time I do drink is on, excuse me, if it's an occasion. I kind of feel like I've got to. I'm getting peer pressured into it, right? But yeah, I'd much rather chill out. I see Clan Gun in the hood. Uh, Gun knows the score, right? Yeah, that is certainly the case. I've always known. I mean, they don't say choose your poison for no reason when they're talking about alcohol. It's not a good idea. Um, from what I can see, anyway, through experience, it destroys people's lives straight up. But of course, people do have the choice, right? And that's the way of it for some people. I've had friends in the past who turned out to be alcoholics, heroin addicts. I lost one of my best friends, probably my best friend, to a heroin overdose, and I never even knew he was taking heroin at the time. So it came as a bit of a shock to me. And yeah, sad times. Even this wee town that I'm in, we have serious issues with drug and alcohol and everything you can think of. Like any problem a major city would have, it's pretty much right across the board. Nowhere escapes it. That's the world that we're in. People need to group together a bit more as a community, stand up for each other, look out for each other, protect each other. If we can do that a bit more, I think we might be in a better shape, right? Who knows? Justine is in the hood. The beautiful Justine made it eventually. I don't have to give you press ups tonight, right? You've avoided it. No detention, no press ups. You're all right. Well done, Justine. I hope you're well, and I hope you had a great weekend. Scotty as well. Yep, in the hood. Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, I know what you're saying, but I still wouldn't, I couldn't say that myself. I would advise people to avoid it at all costs. It's terrible. I've seen it kill many people here. You would not believe it, honestly. You would not believe it if I told you. It's staggering the amount of people that I've lost connected to heroin or some sort of drug overdose. It's sort of endemic in the town that I'm in. Just a wee town of about 30,000, if that, people. It's crazy. So much for the war on drugs, right? Yay, the war on drugs. Yeah. When did they start that again? About 100 years ago? I take it drugs won then. Surely. Who else have we got? Lynn in the hood. Good to see Lynn. Where did she go? There she goes. Back again. A pleasure to see Lynn. Steve Cray, the number one moderator. A pleasure to see you. Dave is in the hood. Good man, Dave. Good to see you back again. I bet Dave likes to chill out at the cafes, right? Good man. Space Hopper Mark bounced on in. Good to see Mark back again. Phil, good to see Phil. Always a pleasure to see Phil and to hear from you, whether it be on the comment section or I almost forgot. The website, of course. I was trying to plug it and I almost forgot what I was plugging. Man, no excuses tonight, right? So yeah, I have still got the website. I think it is linked in. People do check it out from time to time. It's not been updated that much lately, but I will get round to it. So yeah, make sure you check it out, right? Who else did I see? October in the Hood, a pleasure to see you. Katie Kane, yep. I'm hoping I didn't miss, which I probably did. People. Oh, Stacy as well in the Hood. Yeah, Buzz Aldrin, right? I mean, I think either Buzz is suing his son and daughter, or his son and daughter are suing Buzz because seemingly the daughter and the son wanted to sign Buzz Aldrin in to a mental home or a care home and claimed that he's not of sound mind. He's not all there. Shock horror, right? But I think Buzz is trying to sue them for that. Oh, I can't remember exactly, but you would be able to find it. It's really strange. I kind of wonder if is that even his, I don't know, his real son and daughter. I mean, who would be suing? Sue? I guess yeah, people could sue their mum and dad, right? Sure, it's 2023 after all, seemingly. Did I miss any? I do not consent. Yeah. Oh, the BBC. Hooray! We can all go home. I can close this stream down. Yeah, well, we covered an article before, remember? A couple of weeks ago called Chemtrails Debunked. There was no debunking whatsoever. In fact, only more fuel on the fire, which is in itself interesting. They can't debunk anything, or they would have debunked it by now. Similar to the flat Earth theory. I know there's a lot of mixed feelings and views about it, but I mean, surely by now they would have been debunked, right? The guy, Sci-Fi Dan or Sci-Fi Dan, the Shell Man. How many debunking videos is he going to make? Is it not? Is it not debunked yet? I mean, it's quite comical. Of course, the guy Sci-Fi Dan with his 1 million subscribers, 500,000 subscribers, I'm unsure, took a pop at me. Took a pop at little old me. And it wasn't even my original channel. It was this channel here. And at the time, I think it would have had about 1,000 subscribers. But yet, Sci-Fi Dan felt the need to take a pop and seemingly, I don't even know what he tried to do, debunk a warning that I had made about 5G. And I mean, what's so bad about trying to warn people about someone? Is that about something? Is that really a bad thing anyway? And I mean, why stick up for something like 5G when it's pretty obvious that in time to come it's going to come out that it's not good? But of course, when it comes to what they call ionizing radiation and non-ionizing radiation, they don't do the research that they should, or if they do, they don't show it to us. But they'll know. They will know for sure. No two ways about it. And it won't be good news. It will not be. So be careful with anything you put your weight behind. You're better safe than sorry, right? And if you look at today, an article came out today, a study. I shared it on Telegram, and I shared it on my original channel community post tab. What I think it's called that. And it basically said, what was it again? I read that many bloody articles. It was in relation to PFAS, PFAs, um, which I'm sure is a chemical, right? But what it talked about is how companies knew how dangerous this chemical was, but they never they never told anyone about it. And it's seemingly quite dangerous by what they're saying at least, right? Now, when I first seen the article, I thought it said, "Oh, the companies had been with suppressing information." Is that the word? They hadn't been telling people about the information they had gathered on these PFAs, and I thought, well, how long? Maybe a year, 2 year? No, 60, 60. For over 60 years, they've hid the truth about the dangers of these. I think it's PFAs. I'm probably getting it wrong, but like I said, you will be able to find it. It's there's so much coming out at the moment in the Telegraph as well. They're talking about a study being done. Well, it got done by the super duper John Hopkins University, and they've pretty much said everything that we said in 2020 in regards to how dangerous going into lockdown would be. Incoming strike, right? But we knew it would be. It was so obvious the effects would be absolutely unbelievable. Not only that, could go on for a very long time. You could find that article. You'll find it in the Telegraph, right? Who else did I see? I'm unsure, but we're going to have to crack on. Lynn, Sue, Sue as well in the hood. Yeah, we're good to go, right? We'll get back to the chat in a bit. It was, yeah, I think that's the one it came out of. And of course, you wouldn't trust them as far as you could throw them. Where were they three years ago with what we knew? I mean, even I could look it up and see what kind of effects we would be looking at. And we covered it. We did get into it. The effects of not going out, the effects of not seeing your friends, the effects of being in prison. And of course, people done it willingly. If they wanted to know how high they would jump, they know. These people would jump all the way, no matter what, at any cost. But there is, I mean, a lot of people they've seen through it. So many people now. Especially lately. They're not hiding anything anymore. And they kinda never have hid it. Let's face it. The problem is people don't look. And we're all guilty of doing things that we probably shouldn't do. But this is a bit more than even an individual. Because these crimes that are being committed is en masse. It is probably one of the biggest crimes ever committed on humanity. If that's not, then the spraying most definitely is. I mean, what sort of effects have we had because of the spraying? The decades of spraying that we've already had. I would dread to even imagine, to be honest. It would shock people to their absolute core. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, certainly in our lifetime, yeah. Over the history of the of humanity, possibly, yeah, it's got to be up there, right? When you look at the how they've worked in the past, they're good at these atrocities, and they're good at passing the blame. And when it comes to this one we're in currently as well, in regards to climate change, who are they going to blame? Us. They've got they've got the brass neck to blame me and you. We done it, they said. We need to now change our lives to mitigate against climate change and achieve what they call the Holy Grail, net zero. And I mean, to me, I know what that means. I know what they're saying there. But to a lot of the masses, they don't understand what that means. It means the life that you have today, it will indeed be gone. And of course, yeah, some people want it. Oh, 15-minute city, that'll be great. It won't be me. It's not going to be for me, especially not a 15-minute city, smart city. But people will be forced into it. Excuse me. That's the only way they get people. Bribe, bully, blackmail. And they're very good at that. Very good at that. Masters at it. Deception, manipulation, tricking people. And the doting human walks right into it. Smack. Every day. And just on the pandemic stuff as well, we might get into that a wee bit more. It makes for grim reading. And we've been talking about it for a long time. And it is seriously grim. We were right about every single thing that we said. And people like Dolores Cahill, Dr. Cahill, honestly, an absolute saint. She's been right. Everything that she said, she's been right. And I remember thinking when she did say, oh, this'll happen, that'll happen, this'll happen, I thought, oh, fuck. Oh, bugger. This is going to be bad. And she's been right. The guy, another saint, Dr. Vernon Coleman, he's been right. The whole lot, every time. Absolutely spot on. And these are the people they tried to hide from you? For your safety? And still people can't see it. Oh, no, they wouldn't do that. Oh, the government wouldn't do that. Oh, they wouldn't do that. I mean, that's the thing that people need to drop. Is this, oh, they wouldn't do that, because they fucking would do that. They do that. When you're dealing with these politicians, they are the most disturbing characters you could ever imagine. And the decisions that they put through for their own benefit, no one else's, in my view, kills millions of people. That's the sort of people these politicians are. I'm not talking about your wee small time I'm talking about the big dogs, right? The ones that seemingly make the decisions, yeah. They just put forward the agenda. And we lose out. And if only it was as easy as saying, well, we'll vote him in, right? Yeah. Get him in. He'll change it. It'll be roses tomorrow. That won't be the case. It simply wouldn't. it would still be the same. It would still be the same old wheels turning at the back. When you look at these different presidents and prime ministers, they've all kind of had a role to play, each and every one of them. Even the bloody one that was in for about 2 minutes. Not Theresa May. Oh, bugger. She was in that quick, I forgot her name. Ah, man. What was her Liz Truss? I think Liz Truss was her name. And for 2 seconds, she was in the game as Prime Minister and then out the door. But a role to play, probably done a deal, made a deal. Nah, and I don't know where she is now, probably living on some island, a millionaire, a multi-millionaire probably. So we might get into, like I said, the pandemic stuff. Unfortunately, that won't go away. It will pop its head out again. Who knows when? But we'll keep an eye on it, and we'll see what we can cover. It's not a happy thing to cover, but hey, we're going to go there. We're not going to avoid anything because it's not positive. I mean, find me something that is positive. I mean, what is there when they talk about positive news on a positive story on news? They'll show you a dog jumping in a pond, or a cat was stuck up a tree. Oh, but it's down now. That's the positive news. I mean, the news today, it is hard to see how anybody can't see that it's nothing but a fear driver. Driving fear constantly from 6 o'clock in the morning right through till 6 o'clock in the next morning, then the next day, then the next day, then the next day, 24 hours a day. And people have it on. They literally have it on all the time. I mean, I even remember when probably going back to about maybe, what would it have been? 2005, 6, 7. Getting into politics and stuff like that. I watched the news quite a lot, way too much, and I got right into politics. But do you know this? And I'm glad, I'm really glad that I seen through it. But it was only a matter of time. Honestly, I don't know how anybody can still be involved in politics after so many years, because you would surely see through it. It will never work under the current system that they've got. All it does is create division. We can never move forward that way. And it's quite comical because the UK gets painted as the leader in democracy. Oh, fucking hell. The leader in the political world. Yay for freedom and sovereignty. Yeah, where? Where exactly? We're ruled by criminals. Straight up, cold, murdering, potentially mass murdering criminals. That's what they are. And people actually vote for these people. Honest to God, man. Sometimes, right, you just want to... like Homer Simpson and Bart Simpson, right? But I mean, again, I was there. I was that person going to the polling station many years ago now. I used to go along, put in my vote, thinking it would it would make a difference, right? I'd have may as well pissed in the wind. And I don't regret it. I've kind of thought about this before. I don't regret it. Everything that I've ever done's been a lesson in my life. I've got no regrets whatsoever. Whatever path I've been on, I've always learnt from it. And I think that's the key to it, is what you learn from it, how you move on from it. And I'm telling you now, I mean, my wife had a bit of a go at me because I said that I wouldn't be voting again. and she said, "Yeah, well, what about a independence referendum?" And I said no, and she wasn't happy. Divorced, right? Of course, no, not divorced, but even she was shocked at that. But I just simply couldn't. I can't do it. I'm taking no part in it whatsoever anymore. And I can only try and lead by example. And I think by voting I'm doing the wrong thing. And it would be a bit hypocritical from me because like I just said, it does not work. It was built to not work. Like the saying says, the system ain't broke, it was built that way. Along them lines anyway, right? So let's get into it. What's Lynn saying before we go? My mum's awake but still watches her house programs. 'Cause she's nosy. Yeah, well, that's all women, that though, right? They're all nosy. Hey, I've met nosy men as well, to be fair, but it's more of a woman thing, right? To be nosy. Me, I'm not a nosy person. I wouldn't say I am. I've got no interest in in people's lives and stuff like that. Anytime someone talks to me about someone else, I always think, honestly do not want to know. I could not care. I feel like just walking away, put my hand in their face, and just nope, walk away. Look, unless you've got anything good to say, don't bother. Right? It sounds terrible, but of course you listen and you put in your 2 pence, but I've got no time for that. Um, yeah, I guess each to their own. I'm not sure what you mean by house programs. I don't know. Um, I don't know what that means. Sounds terrible, right? I'm unsure. Do you mean like soaps and stuff like EastEnders and stuff like that? Um, house programs or I don't know. Anybody? I'm not sure, right? I don't know. I've never heard that phrase used, I don't think. I'm assuming it would be Coronation Street and stuff like that. So, what we'll do is we'll get down to it and we'll jump back into the chat in a sec. Keep digging. Yeah, I'm good at that. I'm good at digging holes, right? For sure. So let me see if I can have I got everything that I need? I need to screen share. We're going to go first of all to I think 2005 to begin with, right? How long did that intro go for? Too long, right? That's me trying to make it quick as well. I'm used to that, but there you go. So we're getting down to it now. Can I screen share that one? Will I need audio? Oh, what happened there? There we go. So yeah, why? Strange. Why is it still got the 2 screens? I'm confused now. I don't know what I've done. Honestly, this is because I messed around with the settings before. Typical. Rule 1: don't do that. Right? I think I know what's going on. But if we look at this, can people see? I'm going to have to check that people can see. All right, 2 secs. Professional, right? That's you can chat amongst yourselves. I'll let you do that. Not too loud though. At college as well. I'm about done. I think I've got about 2 weeks to go, and I'm nervous about passing it. Honest to God, I'm like, oh no. I'm catching up on work that I'm behind basically, or it was overdue. So I've been busy trying to get projects completed, and yeah, it's quite tough. But I reckon I can just get over the finish line. Famous last words, right? But I'll let you know. I'll update you, uh, possibly next week. We'll see how it goes. Right, you can see it, so we're all good. What I need to do is make it bigger so I can see it. Oh man, what have I done? I want to make it the full screen, but there we go. Is that it? Yeah, cheers, Steve. Keep the faith, right? Get them off. I think we could be there. I'm unsure why it's still not the full screen. Oh man, what have I done? Honest to God. Right. Wait a minute. There we go. I'm just gonna have to go with it. I'm unsure if people can see that very well. But kind of cutting to the chase, right? I don't know about anybody here, and I've said it before, and I'll say it again. When it comes to the spraying program, the weather modification, in my own view, there's one major entity behind it, and it is NASA. And for me personally, I couldn't see how anybody who looks into geoengineering, weather modification, and weather warfare could come out and say that it's not NASA. You couldn't. They are the number one player when it comes to the climate change agenda. Hence, not a space agency, a climate club or a climate company. And if you look on there, I'm hoping people can see it, but you've got DARPA, and NASA and the United States Air Force, right? That straight off the bat is three entities or three of the most powerful entities that lie behind weather modification, weather manipulation, weather warfare, and the current plan for geoengineering. DARPA and NASA, and of course, the US military. Add to that pretty much every military in the world, especially the British military, the UN, NATO. These are the people who, in my view, are the enemy when it comes to weather warfare, with NASA being at the forefront of it. They're the ones who control the data. They have the key. Some people may disagree. Oh, it's not NASA, they went to the moon. That's fine. People can disagree. But all I would say is, well, look into it yourself. For not just a 6-minute Google search online. I'm talking look into it day in, day out until you feel you've got or concluded you've got an answer. Because in the past 3 years, that's my conclusion. It can only be NASA. And sometimes people ask the question, where does all the money go? Because they seem to spend an awful lot of money. A shitload of money. And my guess would be it goes into weather warfare. possibly what they might call black projects, right? So we'll get back to this aircraft in a sec. But first of all, I will take you to this article here. Stealing weather? Huh? Actually, I won't take you to that one just yet. From Vanity Fair. We'll get to that. That's from 2008. But actually, why is it not working? What have I done? Honest to God, man. It should be a different. You should be seeing a different article now. But you're clearly not. I'm going to have to go back and see what's going on. Let me see. Right, stop. We're going to have to pretty much start again. Go back. We fucked up. Go back. Ah, man, typical, right? I don't know what I done there. Honestly. I think I had messed up by only sharing one window. People were probably screaming that at me. You're only sharing one tab. He's a fucking idiot. Why would anyone listen to this dude, right? Hey, it's funny if anything, right? Surely. So I think we... what happened there? We got black screen. Oh, we're back again. Yeah, I don't know why it does that. It goes a black screen from time to time. Well, always when I'm live. That's the only time it does it. So I think now we're cooking by gas. Maybe I can show you a bit better. Let me go to full screen. This is better, right? Now we're cooking now. So I'll take you back to not that one. Yeah, that one. Yeah. So I wanted to zoom in so you could see it. I don't know. I think the StreamYard plan that I'm on is 780 HD? So it's not the highest of quality. I have to go in the plan above to get the better quality, right? It's like a class of quality. Of course, it's all about the money, innit? So I'm hoping people can see it all right. We will get back to it. Some people might have seen this aircraft before, potentially. Some people might know about it. We will look at it. It's not flying anymore, clearly. So we'll jump straight away, he says, to this article here from space.com, the go-to for all you need to know on space. Yeah, because they know so much about space, right? Of course they do. That's where the international... Wait, what? It's not. God's sake. Well, that's where the satellite... That's low Earth orbit. Huh. Is there anything in space? I doubt it very much, to be honest. So we're jumping back to 2005, right? Are we all good for the audio? I think we must be okay. Is the mic plugged in? Check. We're plugged in. I should have probably done that at the start. But with me being so professional, right? I need to get a producer, an assistant. Maybe when my son Billy grows up a wee bit, he can help me, right? He can produce, and I'll talk nonsense. As always, of course. So we're all good with the audio. Great stuff. Thank you, Scotty, Steve. Yep, good to go. We're jumping to 2005. Space.com. I mean, when it comes to space.com, we've covered them quite a lot. Articles from them. They're the number one for deception. And of course, a lot of their articles end up in the Done Previously Fought syndrome when we do it. But there is one there's one entity in particular when it comes to the syndrome, and that is Science Daily. They are the number one for deception. Honest to God, unbelievable every day. Changing narratives, rewriting history, just constant like a machine, basically. And stuff in the past, well, of late, things are changing so rapid, people cannot even keep up. I can hardly keep up. But I mean, the average dude, and I mean, I am the average dude, to be fair. But I try and keep up with the likes of space agendas, the latest regarding NASA, planetary, exoplanet, galaxy, blah, 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 blah. All the boring stuff, basically. I always try and kind of keep up with it. I always have done since about maybe since probably coming out of school when I kind of got interested at least in. I was always looking up at the stars in the sky anyway, daydreaming. But I was always interested. I wanted to know more about the moon. I wanted to know more about the planets. I wanted to know more about, is there ET? Is there anybody out there? And I don't think there is, to be honest, but I wanted to kind of know. I wanted to at least look into it, and I went into it with open eyes, taking it all with a pinch of salt, watching and reading as much as I could. And I always remember going back as well in regards to the space stuff. I can remember it quite clear. I was watching a I think it was called Wonders of the Solar System by the actor guy Brian Cox. Not the actor Brian Cox, but the agenda actor Brian Cox, Professor Brian Cox, if you want to call him that. And I can remember kind of thinking when he was talking about was it, what was it, evolution or the Big Bang? It was one of them. And I honestly just thought, "Do you know this? That what he's just said there cannot be true." It's like someone just made it up. And it's a thought that always stood out in my mind. I just from then on kind of got the feeling, nah, I don't think I can take these people. I don't think I can trust fully what they tell me. Just because what he's on the BBC, he's an expert. I mean, he's talking about stuff they had no proof about whatsoever. And the more that I've looked into space, anything they've took out as proof back then has changed now. And it'll change again, and it'll change again. And then again, in my own view, that is a clear indication of a manipulated agenda. Nothing is set in stone with it. They'll take it wherever they want to take it, and people will buy it. Until they see through it, of course, like many people here. So 2005. How old were you then? How old would I have been? Anybody? I think I would have been about 15. 16 maybe. So well and truly fast asleep still. A bit of a rogue, mind you. Certainly a bit of a rogue. Probably still, to be honest. But yeah, not really interested in very much back then. I think I would have been just coming out of school. secondary school. So maybe my final year at school. And it's quite mad to think that even then, back in 2005, not even really that long ago in the scale of time, but we had articles like this coming out talking about the US military wanting to own the weather, own it. 2005. Yeah. Why is it weird? I don't know. I mean, it's hard enough for me anyway when it's not weird, but the writing's all joined together. So we'll give it a bash anyway. If you look at the two photos there, well, images, yeah, satellite images, yeah, yeah, the hurricane, So U.S. Air Force Defense meteorological satellite program, which will be a branch of NASA, right? The 1-2 hurricane punch from Katrina and Wilma, along with predictions of more severe weather in the future, has scientists pondering ways to save lives, protect property, and possibly even control the weather. Right. And of course, we already know they already could control the weather by then. Who are they trying to kid, right? But it shows you they had been beginning to bring it all out into the mainstream, possibly conditioning the masses to all out weather manipulation, all out possibly stratospheric aerosol injection. Yeah. Let me see. There's more that I want to show you. I don't know why it's all joined up together. Ah, man. Let me see. I don't know. There's quite a lot. Ah, here we go. Yeah, so another reason for embarking on this new science, new science, hooray, could be to make sure inadvertent effects of existing projects, such as the heating of the ionosphere and modifications of the polar electrojet, are not having effects on weather. Right. As example, oh man, Eastland pointed to the High Frequency Active Aurora Research Program, HARP. This is a major Arctic facility for upper atmospheric and solar terrestrial research being built on a Department of Defense owned site near Alaska or in Alaska. And again, when it comes to entities behind weather modification, weather control, weather warfare, HARP is indeed one of them. Completely government controlled facility, seemingly closed down. That I don't believe, but there you go. So HARP is definitely up there. And when they talk about HARP, they modify, they manipulate the atmosphere, and they try to claim it is not weather manipulation. Oh, it's just radio signals. It's nothing to worry about. Sit down. Don't worry about it, right? Yeah. The fundamental goal of research conducted at the facility is to study and understand natural phenomena occurring in the Earth's ionosphere. Yeah. Fitting, right? And near space, or what they call near space environment. Yeah, because it's not space, of course. Near space is about as good as they're going to get. According to the HARP website, those scientific investigations will have major value in the design of future communication and navigation systems for both military and civilian use. I wonder in what terms, though? In what terms exactly? In civilian use? Yeah, we're gonna get to use it as well, right? Yeah, sure. Oh, it's for the people. They had to add that bit at the end. But really what it is yeah, military use. Clear as day. So that's from 2005, right? If we jump to 2008, Vanity Fair, and an article on stealing weather. And if you look, you can see it better here. The image. Is it gonna show it? I don't think it will. You can only see it. Oh bugger, is it? Am I gonna get off of this now? Why will it not go away? Oh man. What we'll do is we'll reload and shoot again, right? You can see in this image here, you can just see it if I go off it. And they've got a puppet on a weather on a puppet on a string, a cloud. And of course they talk about China. Oh, it's China. China's the one you've got to watch, right? And they've they've drawn the guy like King, what's his name? Kim Jong-un or some Chinese person. I'll probably get done for racism now. You can't say that. But clearly they've made him out to be a Chinese guy. Because of course, when it comes to crazy things like controlling the weather, our government wouldn't do it. Not the UK. Not the America. Oh, yeah, sure. It would be China and Russia and stuff like that, right? Because, yeah, that's completely their kind of thing. That's not a Western thing. Our government are good guys. Yeah. And like I said, people need to get past that. They need to realize who really has their back, basically. Because it's only me and you. It's me, us, and each other. No one else is going to help us. No one else. It won't be the government. It won't be the police. It will not be Elon Musk. It won't be any politician. They pull out the hat. I want to show you as well the front cover of the magazine for this. It's that one there. It's got Madonna. It's got Madonna on it. And I thought it was quite funny, weird and interesting. I mean, they've got Madonna with what is it, a globe? Is it a flat? I mean, it kind of looks like a globe, and then it kind of doesn't look like a globe. If you know what I mean. Probably not, right? What's he talking about now? Yeah. Yeah, Madonna. Yeah, most definitely, right? Yeah. Yep. I'm afraid so. But I thought, yeah, what an interesting, strange cover to have. You've got Madonna pretty much holding up a weird looking. I don't know if I even want to say globe. So Madonna's got the whole world in her hands. And then I noticed as well another article in it, I guess, is Monsanto. Monsanto assault on farmers. Yeah, they're good at that, right? Assault on the world, not just the farmers. The poor farmers getting it. They get shafted all over the joint, right? When I think about that, it really does pee me off, to be polite. But when I see what they're doing to the world that we're in, it boils my blood. Honestly, there's gonna come a day when my kids have grown up and I'm ready to set sail. There's gonna come a day where I'm gonna try my best to kick back against it. I'm gonna get a knock on the door now, right? What was you planning? We've got a warrant for your arrest from NATO, the UN. I mean, when we're talking about enemies, yeah, NATO, no two ways about it. The United Nations, yep, 100%. I remember when I was into politics, right? I remember I was never a fan of the Scottish National Party, although I did vote for them because they were seemingly going to get us independence. Quite comical, but there you go. But I remember even then, I can remember thinking, well, what do I want for Scotland? And I remember thinking, I do not want Scotland to be any part of NATO whatsoever. I do not want anything to do with them. Nothing whatsoever. And when it came to the SNP, they were pro NATO. And that did not sit well with me. I thought, no, how can you be pro NATO and anti-war? You can't be both. Oh, NATO peacekeeping. What, by carrying out acts of war? Yeah, it is 2023, right? Seemingly. So yeah, quite a comical front cover, that one. And of course, they talk about, yeah, China's plan to control the weather. Yeah, because America wasn't doing it in the 40s, right? Yeah, but China, look out! Of course, the bottom line is really control the weather, control the world, control the climate, control the world. Straight up. You could practically, a better way of putting it, you could practically control everything about the world, how people live their lives in every aspect. The food, what nations are going to get food in regards to crops or not going to get food. And I guess in reality, they're already doing it. I mean, who are they trying to kid, right? They're already doing it. Where's the bit that I wanted to show you here? This came out, like I said, 2008. What do people think of Madonna? I mean, how old is Madonna now? About 100? Is she still even alive? I'm not sure. She must be cracking on now, right? I'm saying she, but I mean, come on. I guess who am I? Who am I to cast judgment, right? But I think by calling her Mandonna, that might give you an idea as to what I think. So, stealing weather. Yeah, stealing it. That is pretty much what they will be doing, or they are doing even. They're stealing it. And when they talk about geoengineering, SAI, stratospheric aerosol injection, what is it they say again? What they'll be doing is they will be stealing from Peter to pay Paul. Hooray! Yeah, let's do it. That's going to end well. That's going to end well, that right? So, in 1946, how old were you then? Let me think. No, I don't think I was born. I wasn't. Seemingly, I wasn't. Maybe I was in a past life then. Who knows, right? Some people believe in that. I'm unsure. Hey, who am I to rule anything out? It's entertaining thought to think about a past life. My dad always said, well, I must have been bad in a past life. Because all the bad things that happen, right? I think my late father would have been, he would have only been himself 4-year-old in 1946. And it's staggering to me to think that my dad, my late father, was only a baby. And they were trying to manipulate the weather even then. Even then. And quite successfully as well. Some people try and say, oh, it wasn't a success. It was a success. They done it then. Think of what they can do now. In 1946, 3 GE scientists found that seeding clouds with dry ice or silver iodide could affect precipitation. The Pentagon soon had hopes of weaponizing the sky. Hooray! Oh, and it's the Pentagon. Fear not. Totally nothing to worry about with them guys, right? We'll take it from here. We'll take it from here, they said, right? They pushed the free scientists out the way. Beat it. We'll handle it now. All the guys in black suits and shades on. Right, out the way. This is our game. So they had hopes of weaponizing the sky. In 1946, weaponizing the sky. And now, seemingly, China are also doing it. They want to control the weather. I don't think they can all control the weather, right? Could they? I don't think they all could. Right? We'll keep that thought in mind for the time being. So we know all about the rockets that China went for a wee bit of a different option where they fire rockets in the sky and then it rains. Hooray! Yeah, acid rain probably. But we have covered that situation and how China done it. Seemingly they done it at one of the Olympic games that they had. But that's not the bit I wanted to show you. Why have we got... That won't bloody go away. Why is it... what have I done now? Oh, there we go. So we know... it's just going to keep coming back. It's bloody annoying. They know how to get it in your face, right? Subscribe! Otherwise, you won't see it. I must read it, right? Sure. Let me see. Awkward now. Mm, yeah, I'm unsure if we'll get into the dragon situation. But seemingly the Chinese believed that dragons controlled the rain. So I don't know if anyone knew that. But maybe it's actually spiders that control the rain. Because seemingly if you kill one, it's gonna rain, right? We might get back to that. So let's have a look at this bit here. Yeah, General Electric was who they're talking about when they say the three guys worked for GE. It was General Electric. And now I'm not going to find what I'm looking for. I think they're beyond controlling or making it rain. They're way past that now. I want to talk a wee bit more about this. One of the scientists in particular. If I can find it. I mean, the guy clearly, when they first created rain, the guy thought, well, this is great, right? This is fantastic. There's going to be no more drought. There's going to be no more issues whatsoever. So the guy was really happy about it. And I'm trying to find a wee bit more. Yeah. So, in regards to one of the leading scientists at the time, suddenly recognizing the potential legal liability, General Electric in 1947 transferred the program to the US government. We'll take it from here though as well. So the scientists, they do it. General Electric step in. Then, of course, the government step in. Yeah. The three pioneers were here. The three pioneers went with it. So they jumped ship over to the government. Yeah, new fancy job, right? Yeah, great. Langmuir, who was one of the scientists, believed he had made by far the most important discovery of his career. In his enthusiasm for cloud seeding's potential, he began to speculate openly about banishing drought, flood, and hail, controlling rainstorms, and transforming the American Southwest into a garden of plenty. Because of his reputation as one of America's greatest scientists. Greatest. His enthusiasm was taken as a promise. Pinched souls have since accused him of seeking publicity and of losing his analytical objectivity. But they underestimate the man. Langmuir was great, no doubt, because to some degree he was childish. What if You could walk across the ocean on, quote, ice 9, close quote, until the day he died 10 years later. Longmuir believed that from the airport in Schenectady, Schenectady. Oh man, we'll go with that. In those crystalline vales over distant hills, he had witnessed a major turning point in history of the world. Major. America's greatest scientist at the time. Now, when he talked about banishing drought, flooding, hail, controlling rainstorms, do you think he was lying? Surely the guy knew, right? But of course, none of this panned out to be the case. None of it did. The American government stepped in and they took control of it. It wasn't going to be for the people. No way. No way. Such was the urge to engineer the weather that within a year of his first experiments, an entire new industry was born, with the US government funding basic research in the background. Yeah, in the background, right? We brown envelopes in the background. Yeah. Keep it hush hush. Don't tell anyone. Don't speak about it in the media. People don't want to know anyway, right? So an entire new industry was born, with the US government funding basic research in the background. Practitioners jumped ahead to offer operational cloud seeding to eager customers. Roll up, step right up. Who wants some cloud seeds like magic beans, right? Yeah. State and county agencies, power companies, and ranches and farmers, right? Particularly in the American West. Cloud seeding spread to Australia, South Africa, and Europe. No shit. And on to, yep, the Soviet Union. Shock horror. Where the Stalinists naturally embraced it. Right. In 1958, at the outset of Mao's murderous Great Leap Forward, it arrived in China. Yeah. With chauffeurs, dry ice, but soon with Von Goot's silver iodide. Yeah. Rainmaker. Rather than relying primarily on aeroplanes. Huh? What, they use aircraft? Shit. Yeah, who'd have thought it, right? Did they not use wee balloons? Yeah, don't, let's not go there. So rather than relying primarily on aeroplanes, the Chinese took the low-budget approach, shock horror, of firing at the sky with rockets and anti-aircraft guns. Shoot it! Shoot the fucking cloud! There's one! There's a raindrop! Ah, man. Anyway, you can imagine them, right? There's one there! Ah, Jesus. So yeah, the Chinese took to it, but they've got their own ideas with it. I would imagine if you looked across, what did they say? if you looked across Australia, South Africa, Europe, the Soviet Union, and China, they all probably done their own kind of thing because it all would have been to see what worked the best. That is at least my view on that, right? So we'll jump from 2008 to 2009, a whole year later. And this, we have mentioned this before, but because we're talking about who I believe is the main enemies behind, or the main entities behind climate engineering, right? That's what I'm going to call it for the time being. And of course, we mentioned NASA, we talked about HARP, the US military. DARPA is by far, without a shadow of a doubt, one of the main criminal entities behind the crimes being carried out in our skies right now. Right, probably this second, non-stop around the clock. And they don't even hide it. DARPA to explore geoengineering, 2009. If we jump to here as well, I'll link this one in. I'll link the last one in. In fact, I'll link them all in. The UK Royal Society, yeah, has a study. Ta-da! Cha-ching, right? Due out in the summer. The US National Academies is hosting a workshop in the summer as well. It's all go, right, in 2009. The British Parliament has a commission examining whether the UK government should fund research into the matter. Well, yeah, they certainly are. I wonder, right? I wonder if they did. Of course they did. Of course they did. I mean, from my own experiences, when it comes to weather modification in the UK, the British military are one of the biggest driver behind it. But in my own personal opinion, there's a lot more to it than that. And commercial aircraft are clearly involved. Private aircraft built specifically for the job are clearly involved. The commercial one, no two ways about it. And there was actually in a video that I put out, what one was it again? It was the science of spying, and I mentioned it before. You might want to watch the whole documentary. It's on my website. It tells you so much about what they do. They don't even hide it. And it's in regards to the CIA. And I've lost my place now. I got distracted. Oh, man. I was on about that program, the video that... right, that's it. A video that I put out on my original channel called The Science of Spying. They talk about how the CIA had a contract with commercial airlines, a private secret contract with the CIA, who is another entity that is indeed behind weather modification, no two ways about it. They don't even hide it. So we know from history that they do have these relationships, agreements with airline companies, and even, in my view, pilots themselves. And you'll find that video. You'll find the full documentary on my website, a short sort of trailer of it on my original channel, which I probably should have linked in. So we can put DARPA well and truly on the list, most certainly. I'm going to have a Boston Dynamics robot at my door now. What did you say about DARPA? You're finished. There you go. Look out for it. What I'll do is, first of all, link in the first one that we covered. We're cutting it fine again. Who am I going to blame for that? Wow, lots of comments. I've been trying to keep up, but I can't. I simply can't. It's me, right? You know what I'm like. Oh God, why has it done that? We might need to take a musical break as well. Knock, knock, knock. Yeah. It's the police. I'm not in. I'm away out, right? See you later. So let me get the... So that's the first one from 2005. We'll get the second one, which is from 2008. And then we'll get the DARPA one from 2009. Why do I keep going the wrong way? Life story, right? Oh, man. There we go. Yeah. And of course, yeah, the warplane. I mean, there's your answer there, in my view. It's not often you'll see them all bunched together. Like they don't work together, right? Yeah. And of course, they've been sharing information with nations in regards to technology for since the beginning of time, basically. And they try to pretend to us like they're enemies. Oh, they weren't enemies then, but they're enemies now. Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, they were enemies in the Cold War, then they were okay. Now they're enemies again, then they're going to be okay. And of course, we get played like a fiddle. And of course, it would be 0003, the number. In regards to this aircraft itself, it wasn't very great. They had issues with the wings of it, seemingly, which, yeah, you could imagine looking at it, right? It's a bit of a strange design. Seemingly it improved, but it's no longer used. Yeah. We might come back to the aircraft. I will link it in anyway. Let me see. Why did it do that? Anybody? It's not wanting to play today. Why is it doing that? Oh my God. You can't get the staff, right? You just can't. So while I'm messing it up, on Thursday, like I said before, do not forget. Oh, did I not post that? Where were you on that one, Justine? Right? I was meant to post it. On the Thursday, Thursday, I will be speaking to Bart Sibrel, and it will be at 3 p.m. UK time. So, a lot of people, I know that's not a great time, but you can only work with the tools that you've got. Now, I could have done it pre-record, and put it out at a good time, but I want to give people the chance to interact in real time. So if you're about, then you'll get to see it. Failing that, you can get it on catch up, and I would get it watched before it gets a strike and removed, right? Because we got that before, talking to Bart. But there you go. Hopefully we don't, but we'll see, right? Now, some of you might have noticed in the thumbnail, the year 2025. Huh? Not quite 2030, right? But it's getting there. Now, there is a reason for that. It is from a document, a government document that probably would have been classified at some point. If I remember correctly, the document came out in 1996. And we will now, will we go there now? Let me think. We might take a musical break because I need to get a drink. So that's what we'll do. We'll play a tune. We'll see if we can find a tune, and then we'll get back to it. Right. So now's the time to go to the toilet, or I don't know, go to the bar, go to the coffee machine. I was actually at the cinema yesterday with my youngest son Billy, and we went to watch the new Spider-Man multiverse or whatever it's called. It was absolute garbage, honest to God. But I mean, I was looking out for different things. I mean, my son is he's a smart lad by all means, but he's 7. He's 7-year old. In the in the cartoon, the Spider-Man movie cartoon, they're talking about different dimensions, portals, and even the Hadrian Collider. A 7-year-old. So he got a bit. He wasn't keen on it, and we left before it even ended. But I noticed a few things about it that caught my eye, and it's a cartoon, but it's also not. It's how could I describe it? Like a Japanese cartoon. And I thought, I did not like it. I wasn't expecting to like it anyway. But I mean, I don't know. It's not my cup of tea. Even my kid never liked it. So if you're planning on going to see it, don't waste your money, right? Don't bother. But when it comes to going to the cinema, me and my son likes it. The whole going to the cinema and getting the popcorn and sitting down with his dad. To be honest, it's not even the movie that we go for. We go to spend time together. And to me, that's priceless. To be honest, I don't care about how much it cost. Um, to me, spending time with my son is the most important thing in my life. To be honest, with my family, my children. So I enjoy that. Richard, yeah, on Thursday, 3 p.m., I will be speaking to. Oh, that's the wrong comment. Yeah, I couldn't watch it. I don't know if it's because I never expected it to be like that, but I thought, what the hell's this? When is it going to go on to a proper cartoon, like the 90s cartoons? That's cartoons in my mind, right? I used to love the Teenage Mutant Turtles cartoon. I loved it. A big fan of that I was. So on Thursday at 3 p.m., I'll be talking to Bart Sibrel. People should know this by now, Richard. Honestly. My brother Richard, he knows the score. So if you're not working at that time, make sure you join, right? A Thursday for me is meant to be a study day. So I'm studying, right? So if anybody asks you what I was doing on Thursday, I was studying, right? We'll go with that. So we'll find a tune, and then I want to show you a document that you're going to want to see it. In fact, you're going to want to see the three of them. We're going to go through them briefly, but I will link them in, and you will want to check them out. So we'll grab a tune. We'll grab a tune, and then we will crack on, right? We could go until about another potentially 40 minutes. I know, right? Don't shoot me. I know. So what will we go for? What one did I we'll go with this, right? So I'll catch you again in about 3 minutes if we can work it.
Stand up for your right. Get up, stand up. Don't give up the fight.
Right. We're back again. Hopefully. Hopefully we're all good. Probably messed it up now completely. You already done that. We know. So yeah, it's nice to have a break, have a Kit Kat, I guess, right? Yeah, unless it's a break like a broken leg. That's a bad break. But we're back again. Hopefully the audio's all good and we're good to go, right? So yeah, Bart Sibrel on Thursday. Oh, Dardarius is in the hood. Good to see Dardarius. Mike Mitt as well. Good to see you. Yeah, Stone Roses. Fantastic. They don't make them. They don't make them like that anymore. That is for sure. Big Ian Brown fan, but the Stone Roses, yeah, definitely. That's I can't remember the guy that done it. It's on the guitar. It's a great cover that he done. Fantastic. I should remember the guy's name, but I don't. But you can find it on YouTube. I think it's a cover of Adore. Maybe Adored, is it called? I should know, right? But there you go. So yeah, fantastic. A great song. Oh, Frank is in the hood as well. My brother Frank. Thank you for the emails, Frank. Great stuff. Late. I probably should give out press ups, but I'm feeling kind tonight, so we'll let you off. Yeah, indeed, absolutely, I will be on the last Jacobites on Sunday night on Facebook. I always enjoy. I always enjoy when I get invited on. I don't get invited on. Shock horror. I don't get invited on to many streams. I mean, I've been on different streams in the past, but I did kind of conclude a while back that I probably won't go on any other streams. What I'll be doing is I'll take on guests here, and I will go on to, because I've got a lot of time and respect for Ian and Alex, I will be more than happy to help them out as being a guest on The Last Jacobites. I'm more than happy to continue with the movie review that I do with John and Sensum and Eki on, I think, the end of every month we do it. It's a wee bit different, something a bit more relaxed for me. I quite enjoy it. I wasn't sure. I was considering maybe cutting that loose as well. But because I enjoy it and I've got a lot of time for John, I've got a lot of time for Sensum, I'm going to continue to do it. I mean, it does take up a bit of time, but hey, I'm more than willing. As long as I'm more than willing, I'll continue to do it. The same goes with the channel, the content creation itself. If I get fed up, that probably will be it. It'll be done. But I'm content enough. I'm happy enough. I'm going to keep going. God granted, God willing, we'll keep going, right? So yeah, on Sunday, if you're on Facebook, and of course, don't be. To be honest, don't even bother. A bit hypocritical, yes, but I am more than willing to help out. So I will be there on the Sunday. Did I miss anyone else? I don't think, but we will crack on. So you might have seen the year 2025, not quite 25, right? But not far away. I probably should have played that tune, actually. I guess, yeah. All the great ideas after, but there you go. So 2025. When is that now? What are we talking? Less than 2 years? It's all coming to. It's kind of all building up to a kind of boiling point that looks like it could be around 2030. Is it going to be the the alien deception? I mean, it's interesting because we'll get into Blue Beam a wee bit now as well, because that has cropped up in this particular document. Yeah, actually, yeah, that's correct. You can find The Last Jacobites on Facebook and Telegram, and they go live on both. So yeah, you could easily check it out. I did used to share the streams that I was on, and they always got a strike. So it's not a good idea. It would appear to be that on Facebook you can actually get away with saying quite a lot, which is interesting. Whereas on YouTube, it's a completely different story. It's a completely different ball game. You can get away with murder on Facebook with what you say. Some people can, at least. So yeah, we'll. John's channel is called. Good question, actually. I think it's just called John Davidson. So you should find it. He's a true gent, John. I've got a lot of time for him. A good man, talks a lot of sense. Old school dude, a lot of experience, a lot of knowledge to pass on. A great guy. I've got a lot of time for him, and our English brother sent some as well. The backbone of YouTube. He's never off YouTube. He's probably doing a live stream right now from his flat in Thailand. Good luck, right? Hello to Sensum. If you're listening tonight, probably not. He'll be live, but he might see it, right? He might see it. You never know. So I'm going to take you now to John Davidson. That's the guy. I'm going to take you now to one of the first documents I want to point you in the direction of. Can I work this screen? Just bloody done it. Man. Hey, I can laugh at myself. That's what I done the last time. That's how I messed it up. I actually picked out a window. I see, said the blind man. Right? Yeah. There we go. So we're cooking. John is a wise owl. Yeah, I quite like that. Yeah, I would agree with that. And Sensum's great. He's a good laugh as well. He does great live streams. He puts in a lot of work, and people won't know the work that he puts in, but I do. He puts in a severe amount of work, and he's had severe issues with censorship on YouTube. Strike after strike after strike. Sound familiar? Tell me about it, right? Of course, we know all about it, but we don't go shouting from, we're getting attacked. It's a super duper bot attack for me. Like Bruce See It All, that guy. I mean, he seems obsessed with this troll war that he's in. Like all these trolls have got it in for him. I find it quite comical. I mean, yeah, you get trolls and that, but I mean, it's very rare. And the cheek of them to call me a troll. Me. Little old me here in Elgin. Oh, yeah, the AI troll. Back again. Because what? Because I said the word fake. Because I called because I called the Mars live stream fake. I was a troll. Welcome to 2023. One word. That's all it took. And I got put on a timeout as well. Man. Absolute comical, that. Honest to God. I think the guy Bruce, I mean, I do kind of like the guy. But he gets a bit over the top, I think. He's on his way to 100,000 subscribers. And I'm sure he'll get there. I'm sure he will. No problem whatsoever. But he makes it out like, I don't know, he's the only one that gets targeted, and all the trolls have got it in for him. And when I went into the chat, it was like I don't know, a weird sort of feeling that I got, not like a welcoming community feel where people get given a chance and the benefit of the doubt, right? Just nope, troll straight away. And it felt a bit cliquey. if we know what that is. If I do, everyone will. I kind of want to say a cult, and a kind of a cult feeling, but I don't know if I'd maybe go that far. But I think when it comes to Bruce, he believes in a lot of what NASA put out. When it comes to me, it's a different story. But I still like to keep an eye on a lot of these uh, content creators. I watch quite a lot of different people. So we'll jump now, like a cult. Yeah, pretty much. That's what I would go with. That's the feeling I got. It's not a nice feeling to be unwelcomed. I mean, I said it before. I don't think we get many people like that here coming in to just cause trouble. I mean, you can spot them a mile away as well. And if it's such a problem, just ban the guy. But I would imagine it's a lot of spam issues that he's got. But hey, what would I know, right? What would I know? Absolutely nothing. Yeah, he is indeed from Stoke. He does apologise for that. So there's that as well, right? I guess someone's got to be, right? So we'll jump to, let me see if I can make it the full screen. It always helps. It helps me anyway, that's for sure. There we go. What's my cat doing? Flat out. Fast asleep. All right for some. So yeah, we've got the full screen. So yeah, in the thumbnail, there's the date 2025, and you'll be saying, "Bloody hell, tell us what it's about, right? Show us it. Been waiting all day." And it is indeed from this document here, which I'll take you to now, if I pick the right one. Yep. So, an operational analysis for Air Force 2025. An application of value-focused thinking to future air and space capabilities. Huh. An operational analysis for Air Force 2025. An application of value-focused thinking to future air and space capabilities. Hooray for space! Yeah. Anybody read this document or came across it before? I'm not sure if many people have, to be honest. Probably everyone now that I've said that, right? Yeah, I seen it 20 years ago. Of course, it is old news anyway, because it came out in 1996. When it was in the public domain is another question, I guess. Maybe it's always been in the public domain. But the majority of people only know what the media tell them. They won't look they won't look past their nose, right? We know. So I don't know. Frank might have seen it. If Frank's still about. Someone's bound to have seen it, right? Yeah, I think there is another one to do with 2025. And we've got another one which mentions 2030. Now, if you look at the logo, well, I guess you could call it the logo. That's it there. Yeah. Quite blurry, but visible enough, right? What would we say that the wings of this creature is? An eagle? Hard to say, right? Is it what's that mythical bird again? I want to say Phoenix, but it's not Phoenix. It's not that. I can't think of the word. But I guess you could go with eagle, possibly. Although the wings, these kind of look like, is that the head? And that's one eagle, and then here's a second eagle. Is it two eagles? I think it is. It's hard to say though. And of course, you've got the globe. And what is that meant to be? The sun here? I'm assuming that's the sun, right? No moon, but there you go. So I'm going to try and be as quick as I can. A research paper presented to Air Force 2025 by Lieutenant PhD, major contributions, PhD, dude PhD, Mr. PhD, Mr. PhD, Mr. I've got a white coat on. Look at me, I'm a doctor. Like the guy from the Simpsons, right? What is it he says again? Hi, everybody. Yeah, you can trust him. He's a doctor. Look, he's got the white coat on. So I don't know if they could have added any more professors to it with their major contributions. Yeah. So what kind of things do you think are in this document? May 1996. It seemingly came out. At least that's what they're saying. It says, right? To be honest, we take it with a pinch of salt. As we always do. Because in the words of Bill Cooper, trust no one. Right? Not even your own mother. Even she could be brainwashed by the powers that be. I tell you, there was one thing I did not expect to see in this document, right? We'll go to it. So let me see. We'll go to the summary, will we, to begin with? Because I want to show you a few bits. Why has it done that? It always does that. So, a bit of context, I guess. Executive summary. Wow. So not just a summary, that's not good enough. No, not for these guys. So we'll look at this as well. In the summer of 1995. Do you know, I think I can actually remember that. Yeah, I can. I can remember as far back as to about 1993 is when I've got memories from that I can sort of muster up. From about 4-year-old, 5-year-old, I can remember. I can't remember being a baby. My memory's not that good. I don't think anyone can. Although there is a condition, is there not, where people, they remember every single detail about their life, and it becomes like this huge pressure on remembering all these things. I can't remember what it's called. So anyway, apart from that, in the summer of 1995, the Air Force Chief of Staff tasked Air University to conduct a year-long study. Air Force 25 to quote, generate ideas and concepts on the capabilities the United States will require to possess the dominant air and space force in the future. New or high leverage concepts for employing air and space power. Huh? Detail the technologies required to enable the capabilities envisioned, close quote. To support this goal and operational analysis, To support this goal, an operational analysis was conducted to identify high-value system concepts and their enabling technologies in a way that was objective, traceable, and robust. The analysis determined which of the Air Force 2025 system concepts showed the greatest potential for enhancing future air and space capabilities and which of their embedded technologies have the highest leverage in making the high value system concepts a reality. Yeah, what could they be talking about? A whole lot of something about nothing. Right? What are they referring to? What do they mean? Well, yeah. That would be some of the systems then they talk of. Information management on a global scale? Huh? Not just America then, no. Global surveillance and targeting system. Huh. Global area strike system. Uninhabited combat air vehicle. Maybe that's what Elon Musk's drones are. Uninhabited combat air vehicle. I mean, come on. They claim they're about internet. Who are they trying to kid, man? Who are they trying to kid? Space-based high-energy laser. What? Why would you want that? What does that sound like to you? DEW. Yeah. Solar powered high energy laser. That would be the one, right? That would be the concept to put into reality. I wonder. 1996, remember? This came out. Data fusion, power systems, advanced materials. Yeah. High energy propellants. And of course, super duper computing. Can't do anything without the super duper computer, right? All hail computer modeling. High energy laser systems. Yeah. Now we're talking, right? Now we are talking. Artificial intelligence. Optics. Right. Aerospace structures. Image processing. Communications. Of course, yeah. Can't miss that out, right? Aerospace structures. Aerospace. Not space though, right? Important that. Not space. Never. Never space. Near space. Aerospace. Almost space. But not space. Straight up. So let's look a wee bit more. I want to show you contents of this document. Now, what I'll do quickly actually is link it in before I forget. people might want to check it out. Can I work it? Ah, there we go. Is it going to work? Da-da! So that's where it's available. Will it be actually? Or will it just come up as a download? I'm unsure. Let me see. It's not going to work, is it? How did I do that before? I'll have to link it in after it. But again, it's easily found. You wouldn't be hard pushed to find it. It would take you minutes, seconds to find it, to be honest. So I want to get into some of this a wee bit. What are they talking about, right? What's the contents of this? And it's not, it's not very long until you get a picture. A hypersonic attack aircraft. A photo fighter. Yeah. Global transport aircraft. This is all stuff they've got. Orbital combat vehicle. Now, I don't think I've ever heard of one of them being in operation, but I can guarantee you it probably will be. All these payloads they talk about getting put into the sky. Oh, it's nothing. It's a private payload. A fucking drone laser, probably. Orbital combat vehicle. Satellite bodyguards. There's a job for anybody that's got their doorman ticket, right? You have to be not afraid of heights, though. Uninhabited air-launched trans-atmosphere vehicle. Right. Attack. What happened there? What did I do? Oh, for God's sake. Who done that? Attack microbots. Airborne holographic projector. What? Airborne holographic projector. Huh. Now don't that ring a bell? Sergei Monast? Project Bluebeam? Airborne holographic projector. 114. Let's go there. If we can work it, it would be about somewhere about here. Honestly, this is quite a staggering document. Even I was a wee bit taken aback by it. I mean, it's all there in black and white. The whole lot. What did I say again? 114. Is this it? Oh, this is it here. Is it? No, but another interesting thing as well, where they're talking about a pulsed power airborne high power microwave system. Right. What, to defend the people? Well, it must be, right? Sure. Hmm. Yeah, we might come back to that one. There's so much to cover here that we might actually revisit as well. Look, there's the attack microbots there. I mean, what the heck? Swarms of them as well. And this is going back to 1996 as well. It's like, holy moly. How wee are these guys now? Extremely small in size. Well, I mean, what are we talking? Smart dust size, maybe? I wonder how far they've got on with these attack microbots. We might come back to that one. Airborne holographic projector. Right. I'm sure we all know what comes to mind there, right? For sure. And we've covered Bluebeam in the past quite a few times. One of my most viewed videos on my original channel is a video that I done about 4 years ago on Project Bluebeam. Oh, my dog agrees. And I did say, I think I did, if I remember correctly, I did say the 5G and also adding to that the Starlink satellites could be the final step in Operation Bluebeam. And it's if that is the case, it's all coming together now, right? I mean, they're rolling out the 5G like there's no tomorrow. What's my cat doing? Are you watting out? She's watting out. Right, there we go. She's out. Bloody cats, right? She had enough. She's like, I'm sick of listening to this guy now. Talking about Bluebeam. What's he talking about? So, the holographic projector displays a three-dimensional visual image in a desired location. Removed from the display generator, the projector can be used for psychological operations and strategic perception management. Wow. Strategic perception management. It is also useful for optical deception and cloaking, providing a momentary distraction when engaging. Right. When engaging an unsophisticated adversary. Psychological operations. Strategic perception management. Who'd have thought that would have been a thing, right? Yeah, shock horror. Shock horror. Capabilities. Precision projection of 3D visual images into a selected area. Supports PSYOP and strategic deception management. Provides deception and cloaking against optical sensors. So I guess not only if they do have this technology, not only could they put something in the sky that is not actually there, they could hide something that was in the sky by cloaking. And I mean, with everything that I've seen, the cloaking thing never crossed my mind before. But it will be something that I consider now. I guess the question would be, what would they want to hide? And I mean, if they have got these, if they do have this technology, chances are we've seen it in action, probably without even noticing or knowing. Maybe noticing, but not knowing exactly what's going on. And a lot of these operations or experiments being carried out with this technology, if it is being done, if it does get noticed by anyone, of course, what are they going to claim that it is? ET. It won't be ET. It'll be these guys. No two ways about it, right? If only it was ET. So this is definitely a document that you might want to check out. I will go over the name again quickly. An operational analysis for Air Force 2025, even. An application of value-focused thinking to future air and space capabilities. A research paper presented to Air Force 2025 by pretty much every lieutenant and captain with a PhD in the US military. 1996. And yeah, 3 6s in there. Another document people might want to have a look at is Air Command and Staff College Air University operational defenses through weather control in Shock Horror 2030. Yep. You guessed it. And this came out in 2009. And people today still think that weather manipulation or control is a conspiracy theory. Sure, let's go with that. Abstract. The United States needs to incorporate the defense against directed energy weapons with the same intensity used developing anti-ballistic missile defenses. One of the major drawbacks to optical or directed energy systems is the inability to penetrate cloud or dense fog. Advances in technology are beginning to bring weather phenomena under our control. Really? What about climate change? Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, net zero, right? Yeah, under control. Yep. Greatly increased computing power. The super duper. And micronized delivery systems will allow us to create specific perturbations in local atmospheric conditions. These perturbations allow for the immediate and lasting ability to create localized fog or stratus cloud formations, shielding critical assets against attack from energy-based weapons. The future of nanotechnology will enable creation of stratus cloud formations to defeat dew and optically targeted attacks on United States assets. The solution the weather control problem involves networked miniature balloons feeding and receiving data from a 4-dimensional variation, a 4D VAR computer model, through a sensor and outdoor network. Right. A network of diamond-walled balloons enter the area to be changed and then both measures and affects localized temperature and vapor content. The system effectively shortens the control loop of an atmospheric system to the point it can be managed. The capabilities in the diamond-walled balloons are based on the future of nanotechnology. Interesting that, right? Yeah. Interesting. So like I said, this is one we will probably get back to. The other document I want to quickly point out is Weather and Climate Modification. Report of the Special Commission on Weather Modification, National Science Foundation. Yeah. And this came out, again, it's not old. Well, I mean, it's not new. December 20, 1965. Yep. And again, quite a staggering document. It tells you so much. These three documents, in my view, lay it out that weather modification and manipulation is most definitely not a conspiracy theory. It has been happening for many, many, many decades now. Not only that, the entities behind it include NASA, DARPA, HARP, the American military, the British military, the American government, the British government, the UN, NATO. But in my own personal view, the most important, in fact, the leader of it all when it comes to climate change, the climate change agenda, the leader is NASA. That's my honest opinion on it. And if anybody wants to prove me wrong, knock yourself out. Because if you go digging where I've went digging, you'll find the same entity. And we've not got much time to get into this, but it's another staggering document. Honestly, it's got so much in it. We might potentially come back to it. So we maybe will do Who is in Weather Control Part 2. Do you like the name, by the way? It took me all day to think of that. I was thinking when I was at college, I thought, I don't know what I'm going to call it. I don't want to call it just weather manipulation, weather control, weather warfare. So I thought, well, what do I want to point out when I'm covering the things that I'm covering? I want to point out who, in my view, are the number one entities behind the situation that we're in regarding the weather. So I thought, well, why not call it Who is in Weather Control? It was going to be that or Know Your Enemy. Probably not a great name, but there you go. I went for it anyway, right? So what I'll do is if I can work it out, I'll link these documents into the description. But failing that, you can easily find them online. You'll find them straight away. So we're pretty much at the end of the stream. The end of the show! And I want to try and do a weekly live stream. So that is kind of in the pipeline at the moment. I also want to do it won't be weekly, but it could be every week or fortnight where I have a guest on. Once a guest, twice a pest, right? And of course, we started with Met Warwick, who we had on, and that was great. I've got a lot of time and respect for Met. We will have we will get Met on again. He has agreed. So maybe next week we'll speak to Met. Honestly, Met's great. People, you're gonna love him. Some of you might have watched it before. He's a great guy. And of course, this Thursday, like I said already, it is indeed the interview, if we can call it that, or a chat with Bart Sibrel, the Moon Man, right? In fact, I can't find the bloody, I don't know where I've put his book, which is frustrating because I was going to give a shot of it to a friend and I can't find it now. And I told her, I'll give you a shot of that book, and now I can't bloody find it. I'd imagine my son probably has it somewhere. But if you've not read the book, Moon Man by Bart Sibrel, check it out. Honestly, you will not regret it. So yeah, we'll get into it more on Thursday. So the next time you'll see me will be at your window. I mean, not quite. We'll be on the Thursday, right? And it'll be speaking to Bart Sibrel. But what you need to remember is it won't be on this channel. It'll be on the original That's Life But Not As We Know It. And you will find that through a YouTube search. You should, anyway, unless I'm still shadow banned. But I think there's that much content related to the channel now. It's pretty much impossible for these search engines to hide it completely. And I mean, yeah, we know all about shadow banning and all the rest of it. We've been through it all. We've got all the badges. Yep, the whole lot. The sash is complete. So we know the score, right? It's a Duck knows the score. A pleasure to see you again tonight. And I missed you on the last stream that John done. I was like, where's It's a Duck to keep everyone right? It's a Duck keeps me right all the time. So much appreciated to you, and a pleasure to see Justine. I hope you had a great weekend with your family and a great time. Hopefully, I'll see you on Thursday, right? Frank as well, who I know is a big fan of Bart Sibrel. I take it you'll be there on Thursday. No excuses, right? It is at 3 p.m., not 5 p.m. So I don't know where you're getting that from. Chinese whispers already. Is it 5 p.m.? He said 5. No, he said 3. It's 3 p.m. Okay. And I have already put it. Do you know what? I'll get the link now. Right. So there's going to be no. I don't know where it is. I never seen the link. There's no excuse whatsoever. Am I going to be able to find it? Surely I can manage that, right? Where would it would be up? Oh, what have I done? Went on to a video. There it goes. So copy. Do you know this? I remember speaking to someone and I said to them, "Oh, you just copy and paste it," and they didn't know. They didn't know. They didn't know what that meant, and I found that so funny for some reason. It was like, come on, man. This is someone about the same age as me. And I thought, what? Oh, you don't know what copy and paste is? I mean, where have you been, right? I mean, there's just simply no excuse for that. I mean, come on. This is what we're dealing with, I guess, right? So yeah, that's the link to it on the original channel. Thursday, 3 p.m. It should be pretty much on the nose. We'll go for about an hour and we went black again. We 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 went black for a longer time than usual there. I don't know. Maybe it's telling me it's time to go, right? So it is LinkedIn, and you can check it out, right? So that'll be Thursday, and then I reckon after that I will be live on the Monday back here on That's Life But Not As We Know It live, right? So we're rolling again. I'm trying to get it all a bit of momentum with it, a bit of structure. I want to try and get on as much as I can, but it's not so easy, right? It can be, yeah, life can get in the way, of course. And as much as I enjoy coming on, and I really do, I genuinely mean that, I've got so much respect and time for everyone that's here. I have got other priorities as well. And everybody understands. We all know the score. I've never had anyone saying, well, where was you? You said you was going to be at 10:30. It's now 2 days later. I think most people here understand. Yeah, they've got great understanding, which comes with experience and knowledge, I guess, right? A lot of people, they're a bit gun-ho. The guy Richie Allen, he gets it tight from people. Anytime, even when he was off, he took a week off because he was unwell, pretty much on death's door, dying at home, refusing to go to hospital. And you can't blame him for that. I don't think I would have went either. But they were really worried about his health at the time, and he only shared this the other day. They were kind of saying to him, look, you need to go into the hospital. You're on your way out. But he never went. And people were genuinely having a go at him for being off. And he was practically dying. And they were having a go because he was taking time off. And that, it really annoys me, that. I mean, who do these people, these people seem to think that they own Richie. Like that he's in their pocket. Dying is no excuse. Yeah, not today, I guess, right, Frank? You could be right there. But it was, I mean, I don't know who these people think they are when they do these kinds of things. It really annoys me. I've always kind of felt like anytime I can, I'll stand up for Richie, because I know the amount of work that he does. Quite staggering, to be honest. And he actually said as well, he shared quite a personal thing. And quite shocking, to be honest, what happened, because Richie, it's no secret that he's had issues with breathing, issues with his lungs, for quite a long time. And when he went to the NHS, they pretty much told him that it didn't look good. And it looked like he maybe had, talking about cancer and all sorts, because of an x-ray that he got done. So Richie got advised then to go for a complete scan. So he went for the scan, and it came back all clear. But he went for the scan privately, and they told him there was nothing to worry about. It was completely clear. And I think during that time, Richie got some form of spiritual healing and different kinds of healing. And he maybe put it down to that. But the private medical doctor said it was probably negligence, and it happens a lot. And I couldn't help but think, holy moly, how many people has that happened to? and they've actually went on to get treatment like chemotherapy or radiotherapy, when actually there was no issue. And that's quite a scary thought, that. And I think for me, the moral, the bottom line, the moral of the story was always get a second opinion, especially when it's the NHS, right? There is good people there, but there's also negligent people there. So that was quite scary. I thought Richie was going to say it was bad news, but in the end, it's good news, right? So on that good news note, we'll say cheerio. A pleasure to see Justine and Frank, the information tank. Always a pleasure, and thank you for the emails. Remember to check out the website, right? Don't have me chasing you. Although I should say that to myself. I should be trying a wee bit more with it, but again, it's all time consuming. But hey, we'll get there, right? We'll get there. Oh, Jacqueline in the hood. A pleasure to see Jackie tonight. Great stuff. I hope you're doing well. Dardarius, always a pleasure. It's a duck. It would not be the same without you. And of course, Phil. I mean, Phil is a bit like part of the furniture here now. An absolute top man. So it's a joy to have you in the chat. Mike Mitt as well. Always a pleasure. I appreciate your engagement. Thank you very much. Katie Kane, always a pleasure, Katie. Great to see you tonight. Robert as well, a pleasure to see you, Rob, in the hood. Who else? Spanish Chicken, a pleasure to see you. A funny thing happened on the way to the moon is the name of a documentary made by Bart Sibrel. Quite what would be the word? Astonishing documentary. It lays out the moon landing hoax pretty much clear as day. If you've not watched it, you might want to, especially if you're going to be watching Thursday's live stream, right? It'll put it all into a bit more perspective, maybe. Perception manipulation, right? That's what that is. Oh man, that cracked me up. That we're going to have to look a bit more at perception management. I mean, who would have thought it? Shock horror. So yeah, hopefully we had a bit of a laugh tonight. I always have a laugh at myself, that's for sure. So if I can laugh at myself, then yeah, you can as well. And I genuinely mean this when I say it. I really appreciate everyone's time. It's a precious thing, time. It really is. So I'm very grateful for the people who come, for the people who engage, for the people who just sit back and watch. I do that sometimes. Sometimes I'm all over a chat. Other times I'll sit back and be a spectator, if you like. You kind of got to mix it up, right? So yeah, I'm very grateful to everyone. I think we're going on to nearly 4 years now, if my memory serves me correct. I think in October we'll hit the 4-year mark. And of course, for about half of that, my original channel was terminated, which I think we need to get into that a wee bit more, because it's really interesting how it's worked out. At least in my view, anyway. We'll get into it a bit more in the future. There's lots to get into, so much. I am open to suggestions for videos and live streams as well. Yep, certainly. But there is a lot to cover. So next week, we'll get into something else. And on Thursday, we'll be speaking to Bart. Oh, Sue spraying in the hood as well. Good to see you, Sue. If I missed anyone, I apologize. Hey, it's me, right? Yeah, we do. We have a great community, quite a caring one. And if anybody new was to come in, they would be welcomed, treated with respect. I mean, we treat people how we like to be treated ourselves. We don't target anyone or accuse them of being a troll or a spam bot for saying one word. Ah, man, comical. But there you go, right? What a world we're in. So what I'll do is I'll find a tunage and we'll call it a night. And I will catch you all on Thursday. Remember, it's at 3 p.m. UK time, which in American time, I don't know what it would be. You're asking the wrong person. I think it would be. In fact, I'm not even going to hazard a guess. Right, 3 p.m. UK time, Thursday. Bart Sibrel. Do not miss it on the original channel. And I did link it in. Did I? I think I did. I'm sure I did, right? Jesus. I can never be sure, right? So, like I always say, not for one split second live in fear. Don't do it. Don't buy it. Simply don't. Eradicate it. It's gone. Do what you need to do. Don't let anybody get in your way. No one whatsoever. And like I always say, no matter what, no matter where, do not comply. And that is about it. Bye-bye.
Loving you isn't the right thing to do. How can I ever change things that I feel? If I could, baby, I'd give you my world. How can I when you won't take it from me? You can go your own way, go your own way. You can call it another lonely day. You can go your own way, go your own way. Tell me why everything turned around. Packing up, shacking up, so you wanna do. If I could, baby, I'd give you my world. Open up, everything's waiting for you. You can go your own way, go your own way. You can call it another lonely day. You can go your own way, go your own way. You can go your own way, go your own way. You can call it another lonely day, another lonely day. You can go your own way, go your own way. You can call it another lonely day. You can go your own way. You can call it another lonely day. You can go your own way. You can call it